Young and the Restless. Billy and Sally comfort each other and then, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Young and the Restless spoilers show that Adam Newman's Mark Grossman cheating scandal with Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan has created serious fallout in Genoa City, and the repercussions are far from over. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, made sure Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, found out about Adam's betrayal. But could their shared pain lead them down a dangerous path? Drunk and devastated, Billy confronted Adam at his place, calling him a coward and ranting about his lies. Chelsea warned Adam that she confessed, but he didn't heed the warning. Finding out from Billy made it so much worse for Sally on Y and R. Young and the Restless viewers know Billy wasn't trying to hurt Sally. He felt she deserved to know the truth and didn't think she should be subjected to Adam's lies and betrayal. After Sally raged at Adam about the cheating, the excuses, and the lack of credibility, she packed up to leave him. It wasn't just about the one night with Chelsea. It was about all the other lies surrounding it. Adam tried to convince Sally to stay and forgive him, but she's done with his gaslighting. Their breakup was a nuclear blast, leaving Sally hurt and walking out for good. Young and the Restless. Billy Abbott and Chelsea Lawson slowly fizzle out. Meanwhile, on Young and the Restless, Billy and Chelsea's breakup seems to be moving forward slowly. I've told you before that I expected one of these couples to survive the cheating reveal, and I suspect Billy and Chelsea might last a little longer as an official couple before they fracture for good. But I never saw a long-term happily ever after for them, and with this in play, it's definitely off the table. Billy would have preferred Chelsea sleep with anyone else besides Adam on Y and R. If she had hopped in the sack with Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, Billy might have let it slide, but not Adam. He'll never get that out of his head. The only reason Billy didn't tell Chelsea they were done is because he knows she and their son Connor are fragile. He doesn't want to dump her and risk Chelsea engaging in self-harm, blaming himself. If it wasn't for those mother-son mental health complications, Billy would have stomped off without a backward glance. Sally is likely heading back to the Grand Phoenix to resume hotel living because she can't stand being around Adam on Young and the Restless. While there's a chance she may forgive him eventually, many fans like that pairing. For now, Adam is on the outs with his girl, and Billy isn't giving Chelsea an answer because he doesn't know how to forgive her and move past this. When Billy ran into Chelsea and Connor at Crimson Lights, he was super nice to her son, like always, pretending they were still a couple. But he's not going to go on like that forever. Young and Restless. Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott slip up? Now, let's talk about Sally and Billy. They've become really good friends over the past few months while Chelsea and Adam were focused on Connor. They never crossed lines, flirted, or touched each other inappropriately. It was all very platonic and mature. But now, with both of them hurting, I wouldn't be surprised if Y and R did a parallel storyline where they hook up. Remember when Chelsea slept with Adam in Baltimore because they had the worst day ever? It was the day Connor tried to stab himself with a pen after they visited him. So it was all too much for Chelsea to handle, so when Adam showed up with booze, they drowned their sorrows and took a wrong turn. It wasn't about lust, passion, or even love, though there were obviously residual feelings from when they once deeply loved each other. Perhaps it was more about needing an outlet for their anxiety and terror that their son would hurt himself, perhaps fatally. The booze wasn't enough to cure the ache inside them. I could absolutely see Y and R doing a mirror image of that with Sally and Billy. Picture Sally in her room at the Grand Phoenix, teary and tipsy on room service wine. Billy, as a friend, stops by to check on her because he's concerned. As they commiserate over falling for Chelsea and Adam's lies, they finish the wine, swap to vodka, and tears could turn to something else. They might take out their frustrations on Sally's mattress. Comfort or chaos on my and our. I don't expect Billy would head over to Sally's hotel room on Young and the Restless intending to get in her yoga pants. But it could wind up that way because they're so hurt, betrayed, and heartbroken. Strong emotions, just like those that led Adam to fall into bed with Chelsea. If Billy and Sally take comfort in each other and it turns intimate, realistically, they don't owe Adam or Chelsea a confession or explanation. These relationships were basically over before this hypothetical scenario. To be clear, I'm not saying Billy is definitely going to sleep with Sally. There are no official Young and the Restless spoilers about that. I'm talking about what makes sense for the storyline based on their history, what happened with their partners, and what's going on now. Honestly, I think it would be a great twist. Obviously, their exes would find out. Adam would assume Billy seduced Sally to punish him, that she got in bed with his arch-nemesis to hurt him. Chelsea probably wouldn't be nearly as angry. She might look at it as Billy and Sally comforting each other because they were hurt. Chelsea might even think she and Adam deserve some payback, a little karmic retribution slapping them in the face. Young and the Restless. Baby bombshell ahead? Could Young and the Restless do anything even more twisted than Billy winding up in bed with Sally? What if she got pregnant? They recently brought up the sad reminder about the baby, little Ava, that Sally and Adam lost. Imagine if she got pregnant by Billy. They're both fertile, as far as I know. Oh my gosh, Adam would lose the plot entirely. He would rage, and an Adam who's on his is a really good, messy Adam. Of course, Billy loves kids. He'd be happy as a clam, especially because it would drive Adam crazy. Billy might see it as some kind of revenge, served cold, karmic retribution for his daughter Delia's death. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but this is a voyeur tangent I hope to see. Maybe not the pregnancy part. Writers do tend to have baby rabies, and we don't really need more little babies on the set. But more so, I'd love to see Sally and Billy opening up to each other while they're truly devastated, their hearts crushed, and things go somewhere that would be very understandable while they need comforting. Get all your Young and the Restless daily spoilers and news here at, and stay tuned for updates on your favorite characters' fates. Billy Abbott had always been a man of contradictions. On the surface, he seemed like the quintessential playboy, effortlessly charming and ever ready with a witty remark. However, behind that confident exterior was a man who often found himself torn between the demands of his family, the weight of his own mistakes, and the overwhelming guilt of living up to the legacy of his father, John Abbott. Over the years, Billy's heart had been scared, often by his own hand, but also by those closest to him, including his ex-wife, Victoria, and most recently, his brother, Jack. Tonight, Billy wasn't thinking about business deals or familial obligations. He was sitting alone in the dimly lit bar at Society, nursing a glass of bourbon. The world outside the glass was a blur of twinkling city lights, but the weight of his mind was undeniable. He stared into his drink, allowing himself to dwell on the events of the past few months, how everything had seemed to fall apart between him and Victoria, how Jack's coldness had pierced him more deeply than expected, and how his own father's memory still haunted him. "Billy, you look like you've seen better days." A familiar voice broke his reverie. Billy turned his head and saw Sally Spectra standing at the entrance of the bar. She wasn't dressed to impress, but the sight of her immediately lifted his spirits. Sally was a striking woman, her fiery red hair a beacon of energy in any room she entered. She had a reputation for being bold and unapologetic, but Billy knew that beneath her confident persona lay a woman who had also experienced her own share of pain and loss. "Come on over, Sal," Billy said with a weary smile, motioning to the empty chair across from him. "I wasn't expecting company, but if it's you, I'm not complaining." Sally returned the smile, albeit one that seemed tinged with concern. She slid into the chair, her eyes studying Billy with an intensity that made him uncomfortable. It wasn't the look of someone who was just making small talk. It was a look of someone who saw beyond the surface, someone who recognized the battle raging inside him. "You want to talk about it?" Sally asked, her voice soft but insistent. "You seem off." Billy chuckled, though there was no humor in it. "It's a little more than just off, Sal. It's been one of those days. One of those weeks, really, but you don't need to hear all of it." Sally raised an eyebrow. "Billy, we've both been through our share of heartbreak. I'm not a stranger to this feeling."